Is that sheep's wool heavy?
It's really heavy.
Yeah?
Well, it's not real heavy, but it's heavy enough.
It's just big.
Yeah. We decided to bring Pizzicato to work today, but she's a little freaked out because I think she could smell the sheep's wool. What do you think?
This is a sheep in her bus.
So now that we've got our method down for how we're gonna install our wool insulation into the ceiling,
We made a checklist of little things that we need to make sure we do before we start putting the insulation in and sealing up the ceiling and the walls.
With the first dusting of snow falling, it was crunch time, trying to get our bus insulated and warm for the winter, so we'd be able to begin working on the interior.
today's goal is to try to get a couple odd jobs to winterize the bus. There's a little hole up in the front where some wires come in. Perfect size for a family of mice to come in. And then, I don't know if you remember when we removed the toilet, that fiasco? Well, we got a giant hole here. There's also some holes for the plumbing and water for the bathroom area. So my goal is to cut some metal and then seal those in and then maybe insulate part of it. I'm out of blades. All I got are these leftover ones. I'm glad I've been keeping them just in case. So hopefully I got enough to get this last cut. That's all I gotta do. This keeps happening over and over. That was the last blade I think I had left over. I'm gonna go search, see if I can find another one, because I got about 8 inches more and then I'm done. All right, I found this super dull metal one. The metal one will keep going. It's just gonna be tearing it instead of cutting it, but I guess you gotta do what you gotta do. And I'm done. I got my pieces cut to fit, but before I do it, I want to go ahead and grind down the bumps from the old rivets. That means I want to cover the new windows so I don't have any sparks flying and pit our windows. I got the rivets removed, I vacuumed everything up. My plates fit. I'm going to go ahead and put a little Sikaflex on those plates and then rivet them into place. All right, I don't think that's going anywhere. I think there's a piece of insulation already that fits this size, so before I try to refit this piece, I'm gonna check that out real quick because it's really good, like bus vibration-proof insulation. Oh yeah. All right, I'm just gonna get a straight edge so I can mark where the ledges are and go ahead and put those rivets in there. At some point, I'm gonna have to drill through this again to make a hole for our air conditioning tubing unit. Our mini split's gonna go down there and up here for the back one, but we're not gonna worry about that today. It's sealed. It is gonna be airtight thanks to the Sikaflex and the rivets pushing it all down.
Is that sheep's wool heavy?
It's really heavy.
Yeah?
Well, it's not real heavy, but it's heavy enough.
It's just big.
Yeah.
Awkward, huh?
We got 3 of these to insulate the bus with. We decided to bring Pizzicato to work today, but she's a little freaked out because I think she could smell the sheep's wool. Are you having trouble over here? Hmm? What's wrong? Does it smell funny? So because the way they ship these for the van bundle, the bats are 2 inches thick, but they've been compressed down. So you got 2 packages of bats shipped and shrunk wrap kind of into one. So we're gonna go ahead and lay them all out and let them naturally expand to the size they need to be.
It doesn't smell that bad. I could just barely smell it.
The cat has a much more sensitive sense of smell than we do, though. She's a little freaked out. What do you think?
This is a sheep in her bus.
Already working with wool insulation, one thing I'm very happy about is that you don't have to worry about breathing it in or touching it. The only reason I'm wearing gloves is because it's 41 degrees outside, and until we get the insulation in, it's probably pretty chilly inside the bus too. It's like a cozy bed.
It's pretty cozy down here.
And now we're gonna do some testing as to how we are going to install it.
We always have a test day or a learning day when we approach a new job. In next week's episode, we'll be sharing a lot of information on Havelock wool and how we installed it. We'll share all the details in next week's video, but if you're curious to learn more about sheep's wool, check out the link in the description below.
So now that we've got our method down for how we're going to install our wool insulation into the ceilings,
We made a checklist of little things that we need to make sure we do before we start putting the insulation in and sealing up the ceiling and the walls. So I'm busy cutting up our scrap pieces of Ceratex. We're going to cover the beams that are on the walls. This is basically going to act as our thermal bridge between the metal beam and our wall, because we're not building our walls out away from the beams. The wool insulation will still fill in the holes of where the old windows used to be, but our walls will still be attached to the beam.
I don't know if you have these anywhere else in the world, but in the Midwest we got these nasty stink bug things.
They on everything. Open up everything, and there they are. The little workshop of ours is working out pretty good. It does keep us slightly sheltered from the outside. It's a little bit better than being just plain outside, but it is pretty cold. I'm a little bit worried about what it's going to be like in January and February, and it's a little bit crowded in here right now. We're kind of tripping over pieces of wood and can't quite make a work table big enough at the moment. But hopefully we'll get a few jobs done, get a few supplies into the bus, and then we should have a little more space in here to do our woodworking projects as we start to build furniture. We brought in our second and third bag of sheep's wool to air out and let them expand. The excitement of finally reaching this stage of the build and being able to control the temperature inside our bus really spurred us on to keep moving and finishing these little tasks that we've been putting off.
To put our studs in, we've cut them down to size so they fit perfectly inside the window frames. And now I just am using the Craig pocket hole system, because the plan is to go in at an angle like that, so we can just slide them in and screw them in with wood to metal screws. Craig jig only has a mark up to 1.5. Of course, this is a little under 2 inches. I'm gonna test it out. Looks like it should work there. I'm just gonna opt to go a little lower. It's gonna give me a little bit longer area to go into, and then I may have to clear out this area as well of the wood, just so I can get the screw to go down in there, because these screws are a little bigger heads than the Craig screws. And now, as you can see, my screw goes all the way in, and it'll have plenty to go through the beam without hitting any of the other sides of the beam. Yes. Looks good. It's gonna work. I just finished one thing on my list, which was to carve out the insulation that we sprayed to fill in the mouse house front door. We just gotta go over our checklist of small tasks and odd jobs. All right, what should we do first?
You gotta take care of those back wires over there, and I am making a diagram of where all our light switches and light fixtures are going to go.
There were lights connected and some electronic wiring back here to the old toilet. We left them hanging just to make sure there weren't anything vital. Today I'm gonna cut them, tape them off, and be done with them for good. All right, we can check that one off the list.
So we've made diagrams for everything so that when we seal up the walls, we'll still know where beams and light fixtures go and all that. So we have a diagram for where all our beams and our studs are. We've pretty much placed the studs out about 2 feet, but sometimes, depending on where the windows are, we have to change it a little bit. We know exactly where we can attach our furniture to. And then we have a wiring diagram, which you saw us make a while ago, where we numbered all our lights and switches, etc. And I just made a diagram that shows where exactly we want those light switches and fixtures to go. The order we did things in wasn't great because we changed our plans. We thought we were going to put our walls in, we were all ready to do it, and then we changed our plans with the windows. So this water vapor we put up over the bus's original insulation down here has kind of gotten ruined with all the jobs we've been doing. I'm going to fix up this vapor barrier quickly. Check.
So another thing I want to get done is to run extra conduit over through the ceiling because I want to put some speaker wire there, since we'll have our computer slash workstation slash entertainment center here and the couch right where I'm standing, just so I'll always be able to access it. Maybe put some speakers back there for surround sound. Speaker wire done.
These wood lats are actually going to serve a little bit of a double purpose. They're both going to help to hold our wool insulation up, but they're also going to help our wires for our lighting. It's kind of like a support for the wire so that the wire dangles out where we need to put our ceiling lights in. I'm going to use this to actually make marks on our furring strips so we know exactly where our lights go.
I'm going to go through and check all of the electrics just to double check that they're working properly now that I've sealed them all up.
Excellent.
Next on the list, we're going to install some studs.
Although we'll be securing most of our interior build into our bus frame, there's still some furniture we needed to plan ahead and build out studs for.
Studs.
Check. Next on the list, we're putting our Ceratex onto the beams in the wall. protects. Check.
Next on the list, we're gonna take off some duct tape and seal up some areas where we had some minor leaks. Seal up the outside. Check.
Last furring strip going up.
Last furring strip. Check.
It was a long day, but Don kept going into the night to prep everything for the next day. Wool insulation, installation. Oh, that's a tongue twister.
Another thing they don't tell you on the Havelock Wool website is that it makes a great cat bed.
But we'll share that with you next time.
It's gonna get dark in here, so I gotta get a little light too. I gotta get a little light. So now that we've devised a method that we know is gonna work for installing our sheep's wool installation on the ceiling, so now that we've got our method for how we're going to install our wood installation, I said wood.